So, it is officially autumn, and I love the season of fall. It's my favorite, and I feel like as a creative person, fall is one of the best seasons to create in because it's the change from hot, sweltering hot heat to this calm, crisp feeling. Mornings feel different, evenings feel different, sunrises and sunsets feel different, and I think that creativity is just blossoming even in the going away of summer. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about 4 ways that you can be more creative, and they're very simple, practical tools that I even use in my own life, in my own creative existence. And so yeah, let's get started. So number 1, this is, I feel, one of the most useful tools for a creative person, and that is writing or journaling. And I've talked about writing and journaling many times before in all of my other videos where I talk about creativity, but as a creative person, it is very important to be able to write and journal if you aren't into literary writing or poetry or essay writing, but to journal how you're feeling, because that way you're able to kind of get a grasp of your inner bearings, your outer bearings, and you're able to place in words a feeling, an emotion, a thought. And I think when we know what we're feeling on the inside, we're able to create better. And for me as a poet, writing is my act of creating most times, but it's also how I kind of relax. It's how I embrace changes in my life. Like, for example, the seasons are changing. I've just released a new poetry book, and in this moment of the seasonal change, writing has become a place of rest for me, because I'm not writing to post or to publish. I'm just writing for myself, and it's giving me this kind of like zoning in feeling of where I'm going into this next season, literally and figuratively, so to speak. I just wanted to put glasses on because sometimes when I'm not wearing them, I feel like I'm not seeing very clearly. But my second point is doodling or painting. So I am not a huge illustrator or an artist, but sometimes doodling and just kind of drawing on a sheet of paper helps me be more creative. When I'm able to like draw or even paint, because I sometimes do painting with acrylic painting, or I recently got into watercolor, it really does give me this sort of peace, and in the process I'm creating something that may turn out well or it may not turn out well. And so number 2 is to doodle and to paint in your spare time, in your free time, to just get your creative like muscle moving, because the act of creating does not always mean you will have a product that will sell or have something that will be this great masterpiece, but creating to create allows you to develop skills and habits and tools to live a creative lifestyle. And you don't have to be a master at something in order to create something. Just try it and see how it works out for you. So my next tip is an interesting one. So I love to cook and I love to bake, and I think baking and cooking is definitely a creative thing. And so number 3 is to bake. If you don't bake, try cooking something. If you don't cook, mix drinks, make a cup of tea, do something that requires you to actually use your body and is not something that requires so much thought. For me, like, I had peppermint tea this morning, and the mechanical makings of a cup of tea is putting on the tea kettle, watching the tea kettle boil, putting the tea bag in the cup, the mug, and watching the tea leaves steep. And oftentimes I feel my most creative when I am making a cup of tea or making a cup of coffee, or when I'm looking at a recipe and learning how to put all of these different measurements and ingredients together that will make something beautiful. And it's these simple things that we do daily or weekly that oftentimes kind of embed themselves into a creative routine. And making a cup of tea is part of my creative routine. Baking when it's fall is part of my creative routine, because about making creativity a lifestyle and allowing creativity to be something that isn't just what you do to sell or to make something that you always have to give away, but creativity is something we share with ourselves and with other people. So yeah. So my last and final tip is taking a walk. So this may seem a bit like, okay, why would we take a walk? And what does walking have to do with creativity? I think and believe, actually, more than think, I believe and have experienced in my own life how important nature is to my creative process. If you've ever read any of my poems, I often talk about trees and wind and leaves and stars and the moon and the atmosphere of what nature feels like. And oftentimes, I feel the most creative when I am feeling the outside, if that makes sense. And oftentimes, as creative people, we often do get stuck at a desk, or we are staring at a camera, or we are looking at pen and paper or a computer, because a lot of what I do tends to be technology based when I'm not writing with pen and paper, which I try to do as much as I can. But taking a walk allows you to slow down. It allows you to be purposeful in your thinking and your actions. When you are intentionally walking in nature, intentionally choosing to place yourself in an environment away from technology, you're able to gather ideas, think of new ideas, and be in a place that doesn't require you to physically exert something of yourself, but it's just you, it's nature, it's the trees, it's the singing of birds, it's the hum of nature in the outside, and that allows you to tap into this creative space that you don't often get when you're staring at your computer screen and you're being inundated with blue light all the time. And so these are 4 tips that I literally exercise in my own life and being more creative, which is writing and journaling. It is doodling and painting, baking, and taking a walk. They may seem like very simple things, yet I want to challenge you to try doing them in your own life, to try to actively create practical methods and routines in your own life and see how they help grow your own creativity. Oftentimes we make creativity to be this large thing that we can't understand, and it is large and it is sometimes incomprehensible, but it is daily actions, it's routines, it's methods, it's processes, however you say it, but it is those things. And creativity isn't something that is far reaching and out of sight and out of our touch, but it's very much something that can be a part of our daily lives. It can be a part of our routine, and it oftentimes doesn't always require us to have to post it or share it or make other people aware of our own creativity, but our creativity is something that exudes and lives and it resides on the inside of us. And I want to help you guys discover your own creativity as I have been discovering my own for the last couple of years. And so if you enjoyed this video and you like watching videos about creativity, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I make a new video. So thank you for watching.